So the cause of all these things comes from the force and the power of the force. By a sudden dissolution of vegetable substance, as wood or straw, we have what is called fire or burning. There is no substance of heat nor of fire. A dissolution occurs in which vortexia is liberated. Physical substances all contain heat, vortexia proper. Even snow and ice have it in infinitesimal quantities, and oils and herbs of all kinds, but the diamond contains the higher percentage of charge, whereon they have been taught erroneously that heat comes from the sun. As it may be proved in all the earth, the heat, so called, is evolved at the expense of destroying something, which is in general called combustion. And there is not in all the universe anything that can give off forever without receiving a supply forever. Heat had to be stored up in the first place in anything, in heaven or earth, before it could be liberated. Though a man burn a stick of wood, he can produce no more heat than what was stored in it before. Allowing the sun to be 4.5 million miles in diameter and to be the best quality of a diamond, give it even 50% of the burning capacity and it would be entirely consumed in 80,000 years. And yet the sun is not, or of any such quality as a diamond, even not more so in quality than is the earth. But suppose it were as a diamond, or as at the highest conceived of centre of heat, then that heat had to be previously given to it. Where did it come from? To suppose that the heat exists of itself is folly. To suppose that it can be produced forever without supply is not supported by any fact in heaven or earth. Friction produces heat, but it is because of the abrasion liberates stored up power. Or as in the case of glass on leather, power can be manufactured to make electricity. In the case of the sun, no such manufacturing, or one approaching it, exists. Scientists have observed sunspots and said that during their presence the temperature of the earth decreases, thereby reasoning that sunspots prevented the heat of the sun falling to the earth. They have made a mistake in two particulars. First, in defective observations and guessing at a conclusion, and second, in not having first determined the relative heat evolved from the earth at different periods in its course of travel. The superstitions of the ancients still cling to philosophers. They seek first to find the causes of things in the sun, or if failing therein, turn to the moon, or if failing therein, they turn to the stars. Finding a coincidence in the tides with certain phases of the moon, they have incorrectly attributed the cause of the tides to the power of attraction in the moon manifesting on the ocean. Attraction, as stated, exists not in any physical substance as a separate thing. There is no substance of attraction, nor is there any substance of gravitation. These powers are the manifestation of the force. If the power of the force is charged into a piece of iron or steel, it is called a magnet, because it apparently draws itself unto its own kind. When two pieces of steel alike in quality are charged with power of the force to their utmost, their energy will be in proportion to their dimensions. If one be twice the size of the other, its magnetic force, so called, will be in the main 2 times more powerful. The form of a true magnet of steel, to manifest the greatest positive and greatest negative force, should be nearly a right-angled triangle, after the manner of a line of the power of the force from the equatorial surface of the earth to its centre, and thence towards the North Pole. By having 2 such magnets and bringing their poles together, a square is produced which now balances its reciprocal and its emission of power. As in the case of an iron mountain, it is forever receiving the feebly, equatorially, and forever emitting feebly, polar force current. though for practical observations the force may be said to be in a dormant state, and in this sense should the Earth and other planets be considered, they are not in the shape of triangles or horseshoes but as globes, hence they are positive and negative. Were there such a thing as magnetic attraction between iron and water, or between water and water, a still further discrepancy would result. Admitting the general parts of the moon as to iron and stone and clay and water to be alike, and to the physical earth the power of the magnetic attraction of the earth as against the moon's to hold the tides from rising, would be the ratio of the different sizes of the two bodies, and their respective distances from the water contended for, in which case there would be more than 4,000 million times advantage of power in the earth. For if we give the same magnetic equivalent to each, we must give earth a decrease in proportion to the square of the distance of their centre from the point in contention, the ocean's tides. The same philosophy holds in regard to the Sun and to Jupiter and Saturn and Mars and all other planets, making allowance for their different densities and velocities. As to the so-called attraction between two earth substances, such as gravity, we have granite or stone or lead or clay or water. It is far less than between two steel magnets, wherein it will be observed that it is utterly impossible for any attractive force to exert from one planet to another, or even from a planet to its own satellite. And though the most extravagant supposition based on measurement be given to the Sun's supposed attractive force, it does not extend to the Earth by more than 70 million miles.